Shakespeare's coat of arms and wealth. So directions for you. Watch this video. Afterwards, in your notebook, following the format modeled, cite this station. Then answer the following questions. 1. What is heraldry? 2. Who can apply for this symbol of heraldry? 3. When did Shakespeare originally apply for his? And 4. When was it granted? Pay close attention to number 3 because it doesn't say which Shakespeare. Here we go. So, did you know that Shakespeare actually acquired a coat of arms for his father before he died in the 1590s? So this is the actual coat of arms, and for a family led by a man who applies for it, you get a shield. That's what this is called. And you can have peripheral decorations around it. So in this one, you have an eagle, a spear, or which we must figure is a spear, hence the name Shakespeare. And then you have some other symbols. Now, yellow and the black with this slash going across it, there's symbolism behind that. And then you've got the Latin inscription, non sans droit, and it's not without right. So this is the actual Shakespeare coat of arms that is on file with the the society that maintains these records. And so one of the nice things about coats of arms is that once your family has applied for it, it's forever. It cannot be taken away unless something terrible has happened that your family has done. So what is heraldry? Heraldry is the practice of devising, granting, displaying, describing, and recording coats of arms and heraldic badges. The origins of heraldry stretch back into ancient times, so think of knights. It's an essential system of identification and a mark of respect and immortality, and they never go away, as I said. So you can see that we have a bunch of shields here. And these are some examples, and you can see the vast difference between them. So these would be shields that were organized by male-led families. This one, a female. So you can see how they're slightly different. This one, you might see, if you are familiar with, say, Harry Potter, you've got a Latin inscription, and you've got the H for Hogwarts, the lion, the snake, the raven, and the badger. So you've got Gryffindor, Slytherin, Ravenclaw, and Hufflepuff. Maybe I got those two mixed up. But you can see the symbols, and the symbols are very powerful. And everything here has a meaning, which you will either learn about or you already have. So again, as we talk about, females get these symbols. These are called lozenges, and it has to do with the fact that they didn't go to war. So because they didn't get a war, they don't get shields. All right. So again, it goes back to that in times of knights. But at least they have those 4 options. Men only have the shield option, and this is what they look like. So in some way, shape, or form, these all resemble shields. Okay. Interesting is that corporate bodies like cities, schools, they can all have shields. One would question why. How is a corporate body, honorable? How are they respected? And that's a legitimate question. All right, so some facts for you. Shakespeare did get a coat of arms, but it was started by his father, John. And one of the rules about getting a coat of arms is that you had to be descended. So somewhere in your family tree, you had to have nobility, and they had a minor nobility. You also had to pay a very, 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 very high fee. At the time, it was 10 to 30 pounds. That's the equivalent of like $30,000. Okay, or 30,000 pounds, which is about $50,000 today. So it was a lot of money, and you had to be able to afford it. So you had to be nobility, you had to be able to afford it, and you had to be in good standing, which meant you couldn't be like kind of dodgy or sketchy. So some facts for Shakespeare. Scholars know that his coat of arms was originally applied for in the 1560s or 1570s when Shakespeare was a baby, a child, but it was denied. Okay? The claim was renewed by William in October of 1596 when his father was really old, close to death, and it was actually granted. Now, one must wonder why. Probably because Shakespeare was performing in Whitehall for Elizabeth I, and so he had a little bit of power. He also had a lot of money, because in the 1560s and 70s there were rumors that William's father was a Catholic, which was against the law. You weren't allowed to be a Catholic in England. So in 1602, actually someone challenged their right to a coat of arms, but the College of Arms, who actually maintains these records, overruled them, saying that John Shakespeare had been a bailiff in Stratford, and William's great-grandfather had fought for King Henry VII, and this qualified the family for the right to have a coat of arms. So it's still on record today. So that is what you're looking at. So go ahead and finish your safety.